There we go. So I just woken up. Could be nice with some coffee. But anyway, we still have the conflict ongoing in Israel, and I was just looking at one thing. In regards to anyone who promotes the two-state solution is just promoting more conflict. So that's a thing. So anyone, well, whatever nation in the world who is promoting a two-state solution with the West Bank and Gaza, that will only make more conflict. It's a no solution, no go solution. Think about it. Now the Jews have Gaza, right? And what happened when they left Gaza? Well, they had rockets flying in, and now, of course, this last thing in regards of killing a lot of people and all that, it didn't really go so well in regards of leaving them alone. Now, think about if they had Gaza and the West Bank. Now, Israel would have, all these places that could just fly in rockets, all over Israel. That is absolutely a no-go, because these Mohammedans don't want the Jews in this land. They want a bloodbath, and they want them driven out into the ocean. The Mohammedans believe that this is their land, which of course is utter bullshit, right? But apparently they don't read the Bible, so much. They only had like 1400 years to read the Bible, You would have thought that there maybe might have a little, we got no. Anyway, so the only solution here is, as Egypt absolutely knows in regards to the article, I wrote them in regards of the things, how to solve the issue and all that, and they absolutely know how to solve the thing, how to solve the issue, but they won't do it. It's like they want to put the blame on Israel. All these people Egypt could take in without any, if Israel let these people in, what do you think would happen? What do you think if Israel let people from Gaza into Israel? You think there might be some conflict coming on the Jews? It's like, so you have this whole border at the south to Egypt, which they could open up. And they could not only open it up, they could break down other places. It's a huge place in regards of borders. They could open up a huge amount of the borders, the borderline, and let these people into Egypt and help Israel. That's the way to help Israel. The Egyptians, the Saudi Arabians, and the Jordanians, they could speak together, as it also seemed to say that they were trying to find a solution and all that some days ago. Now, these three could speak together to figure out, okay, we'll let these people come into Egypt, right? Well, sort all the the humanitarian aid and all that from the rest of the world can come and help and all that in this place, which is a huge place, in regards of Egypt and all that. And then we can figure out in regards to where to send these people. Do they want to go to Saudi Arabia? Do they have family in Saudi Arabia? Or do they want to go to the real two-state solution, which already is set up? That's Jordanian or Jordan. Do they want to go to Jordan? Do they have a lot of family in Jordan or Saudi Arabia or Egypt and all that? And just move these people out and let them have a good life. Now, the interesting thing is now that there's pressure on things in regards of an exodus. There's clearly they are, they're afraid in regards of this exodus going into Egypt. Well, if they are afraid of an exodus and they're closing down the borders, right, for these people, maybe it's because someone wants to get out. And if someone wants to get out, why don't you let them go out, Because you're just keeping them in there to get killed, while you could just open your gates and let them get out. But then you want to say, well, it's Israel has to open their borders and all. Yeah, okay. So what do you think will happen if Israel did that? You think there's some angry Mohammedans amongst the people in Gaza that actually want to butcher more of the Jews and all that? Just take, come on. Um, Of course, if you could make like a line to Jordan or something like that, that could maybe have a way, in regards of these people. Okay, we'll go to Jordan, just then have a line from open up in regards of Israel, and then as far as I understand it, there's two out, in regards of Israel. If that was like a thing in regards, okay, we will go. We will not stay in Israel. We'll go directly to Jordan. Maybe something could be sorted out. But again, the problem is again there's a lot of hate amongst Mohammedans, and Israel would at least have a lot of had to have a lot of military in regards of the movement of in regards to these people. If so, that's kind of not the best solution. So what is the best solution? Egypt, open your borders, before more get killed. How many are going to get killed? It's just you could have been the good guy here, right? And now you're getting pressure, and you don't want to open up your borders. Why don't you want to open up your borders? These people are your people. Why don't you want to, in regards to Mohammedans, lots of Mohammedans in Gaza, right? How many Mohammedans are in Egypt? Huh? And in Saudi Arabia and Jordan and all that, come on, help your, help them, You have the possibility, but you don't want to, right? That's the thing. You really don't want to. You want the conflict with Israel, and then you can blame Israel for all the things, right? That's the typical game, right? That's the name of the game. Blame Israel for everything, okay? Ah, just and now, as far as I can understand, Russia as well is beginning to say, "Well, it's because you didn't fix the two-state solution." Hello, what do you think if you fix a two-state solution? What do you think will happen? Let's see what happened in Gaza, the Gaza Strip, right? Apparently, which they called it, right? What happened in Gaza Strip when the Jews left the Gaza Strip? Oh, what happened? Oh, rockets, 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 right? Huge amount of conflict, right? What do you think if you further fix that into the West Bank, and you have Israel laying there, and you have, this two-state solution? What do you think will be? Oh, you don't think it will be a huge problem for Israel? It's like rockets from all sides, and being able to, they don't how are they going to defend themselves further in regards of, or at least, it will just, fix more conflict. So anyway, we know what the solution is. Egypt knows what the solution is. Now, Egypt knows the solution, but, I read an article, like three of the quotations in regards of Israel, where they're like, oh, no, we don't want an exodus and all that. It's like, hello. And now the pressure apparently is moving on in regards of an exodus from these people. So clearly someone in Gaza wants out. Hey, if you people, in regards of gas and all that, you know, are the Egyptians really going to kill you if you explode the wall to Egypt or something like that and move over there or something like, I don't know, or the Egyptians authorities should actually do that themselves. Go out and fix so people can move quickly out of all those people who don't want to be in Gaza. Let them move to Egypt. You don't want to save lives, you just want to have more people murdered and killed and all that. It's pretty much on your head, Egypt, at this point, and Saudi Arabia and Jordan. You can just stand as bystanders and blame Israel for everything and all that, but you have the possibility of actually doing something about it very easily. Well, okay, maybe not totally very easily, right? But it's a kind of an easy solution, and you have the whole world, right, in regards to humanitarian aid that can come in and help those people in regards to when they first get over from Gaza. So you will have like a safe zone where no explosions and all that is going on, and the humanitarian aid can then go into a place where it's not dangerous, in regards of rockets and airstrikes and all that. And it's a win-win situation for everybody. And then these people in Gaza can get a better life. All these children, all these people that have maybe lost hope totally and all that can now find a place where they can get a better home and instead of being locked down in this dynamite can and all that. Anyway, we can go look in regards to some of the things that, but it's the same thing. The solution is still the same. It doesn't really change. But as far as it seems like Russia apparently seems to want to promote that two-state solution. If that's, and Egypt as well, we want to talk about a two-state solution. No, 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 no. We don't want to talk about a two-state solution because that's garbage and that will only make more conflict and more death and all that. We already have a two-state solution. That's called Jordan. If you want a two-state solution, move to Jordan. That's the two-state solution. A Jewish state and Jordania, okay? Not Jordan, Move to Jordan if you want a two-state solution. That's where your two-state solution is. And then we have Egypt and we have Saudi Arabia. Take those people in. Do Israel a favor. Show yourself to be friendly for the Israelites, for the Jews. And don't want more. Show that you don't want more conflict in the Middle East. You have the possibility of doing it right now. Right now, you can let Egypt open up their borders and just let these people go through. Oh, we're afraid of an exodus from Gaza. Why would you be afraid of an exodus from Gaza? Why wouldn't you love to take these people in? What's the problem? Oh, because then there's not this conflict anymore between, the solution, then it would just, it would solve itself. It would be the solution, right? And we don't want that. We don't want a solution because we want to have conflict with Israel, even if we look on, we just stand a little off and all that. Hey, give me a break. Anyway, let's see some of the quotations I found, I think yesterday or last night, maybe. Let's see here. As in regards of Egypt, right? I think I fixed 3 of the quotations. Oh, yeah, and in regards of free Palestine, or Phagistinian, I agree. Let's free those people from Gaza and let them move to Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Jordania. Or Jordan, I don't know why I would want to call it Jordania. That's the solution. They know it. We know it, and let's get it on. Let's stop the bullshit. This two-state solution. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit, and stop the bullshit. There's no further two-state solution. We don't want more conflict in the Middle East, which it will end up. That way, they want to murder the Jews. Do you understand it? Can you get that in your head? It's not in regards to radical Mohammedanism. No, this is just Mohammedanism. And Mohammedanism wants to wipe out the Jews. They want to make a bloodbath of the Jews and they want to drive them out in the ocean. Do you understand that? They want another Holocaust. Many of them don't even believe in the first Holocaust, okay? It's incredible, Anyway, so they say free Palestine, right? Well, Phagistinian, Phagistine. I think free, Phagistine. I think that let them go to Egypt. Let them go to Saudi Arabia. Let them go to Jordan, Jordania. I don't know Jordania. Is that whatever Jordan? Jordan is the two-state solution overall. This would be the best option for everybody. Besides those who are, I guess, who wants to kill off the Jews totally and murder them and drive them out into the ocean and all that. Let's see here. I wrote another letter to the Egyptians, but I don't know if they have responded. They probably haven't responded to it, but hopefully they think about it in regards to opening the borders. And apparently, there's one way for the Egyptian border. They should be able to make further of the line so people can move quicker through. We have a lot of people, right, in Gaza, right? There's a lot of people in Gaza, and they, at the moment, there's one strike after another, and conflict and death and all that, and let them move out, yeah, and they should read the Gospel of John. Then they might actually become to love the Jews instead of hate the Jews, and then they might get some blessings instead of curses, That's just terrible, absolutely terrible. Let's see here. Also in regards to this, when is that? Oh, that's soon, I guess, as well in regards of in an hour. That's 15. That's okay. That's 45 minutes apparently. Um, oh yeah, okay. There we go. Nope, I haven't gotten anything from the Egyptians. But anyway, they know the solution, and so that's pretty much it. So they can't just they can't turn their back on these things. If they turn their back on, they're part of the. They know the solution. Which again, I'm trying to just there we go. Let's see. This is one of the three quotations. I think that was three in regards to this article. I don't know in regards to where the article I should have. Yeah. So this is from the national news. I couldn't go to Reuters. Wrote something in regards of it, but I had advertising blocks and all that, so I'm not allowed to go to Reuters. Any search engine should pretty much just say, hey, if you don't allow people in regards of blogging ads and all that, well, we don't want to show your results. But apparently, that, as far as I know, that doesn't exist a search engine like that. Why would I want and all these pop-ups and all that? Just make me a search engine, and if there's pop-ups on the web page or advertising blocks and all that, blocking people if they don't have or that you need to be a member and all that. Just remove them from the search results. It shouldn't be that hard to do, should it? By the people, for the people, to the people, instead of all this diabolical bullshit that we have. But apparently that's not, they no, we want to have in regards of security and bullshit and all that. And yeah, well, I don't use, I try not to use HTTPS because it further makes issues in regards of, locking people out. Anyway, here we have the article, the nationalnews.com. Maybe actually I could just take it from the mobile, right? So let's go into the browser, the good old version of Firefox, because everything else is bullshit. Well, that's the typical world, right? Hey, if they want to invent the wheel over and over and over again, they're full of bullshit and all that, as usual. Anyway, so let's go into, so we can also read along, right? And that's my Gab account. Gab is full of Roman papers, the Nazis and all that. And Nazism, of course, is just what do you call it, a form or variant of Roman Catholicism. It is pretty much Roman Catholicism. So that's why you see the fascination of Roman Catholics in regards to Nazism, because that's pretty much what it is. Let's see here. It's not real Christianity. So it's idolatrous. It's diabolical. It's evil. It's oh yeah. I tried to get on Sam's. Sabbatarians called out again. Prove your false doctrine. But apparently he didn't want to have someone. Anyway, he kicked me out. That was interesting. He's good at calling people a lot of names before actually speaking to them. That's for sure. But that's a typical diabolical thing. And this guy is, as far as I can see, full of demons. He's doing the satanic rosary, praying to the pagan queen, satanic queen of the heavens, and doing the cookie Jesus and all that bullshit and all that. So he's filling himself up with demons. Lots of demons. He's just. So I also have a lot of things from further back in in regards of my Facebook and details in regards of the how to solve things and all that. Anyway, so 16 hours ago, the exact opposite of what I wrote to them. Way to go, Egypt, evil, filthy nation of mass murder. So here we have from this article, and it says, the closures of the crossings followed a stern warning on Monday night from Egypt against what it called attempts to force Palestinians in the Gaza Strip into Sinai. Now, it's not really the Sinai. It's not the real Sinai. In regards of the real mountain, it's in Arabia. It has been found and so forward. But anyway, Saudi Arabia. Anyway, in a mass movement to escape the shelling and airstrike. Yeah, okay, so here you have a lot of people that want to flee, right? And what does Egypt do? Let's just close the borders. Let's close the border. Let's keep them inside and let's blame, Israel for it, right? In regards of, no, there was an explosion and it came from the Israel and all that. So we're closing the border. So it's all the fault of Israel. Oh, give me a break. What kind of bullshit? They want to blame Israel for everything. And that's what they want. And they talk about the two-state solution as well in regards of Egypt. No. The so-called two-state solution is off the table. Not going in that direction. If Israel and you people in the world goes in that direction, you're absolutely stupid. You're setting up the Jews for more bloodbath and more conflict and all that. That's absolutely not the way to go with this. Yeah, that would absolutely be a disgusting move. If you begin to talk about that bullshit, just absolutely depravity. Absolutely. The two-state solution is already there. It's called Jordan and Israel, okay? Move those in the West Bank into Jordan or wherever they want to go, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, whatever. We're tired of the conflict. Let the Jews alone, okay? God gave them the land. Let them be there, okay? And it's like, the whole Bible is about that, nearly, a huge amount of the Bible that consists of multiple books. Where is it? Where's things happening? Where was Jesus executed? In Jerusalem. What is Jerusalem? Oh, the capital city of the Jews and Israel. You're going to be kidding me. You can't, if you're going to try to stand against that, you're just full of bullshit. And that's what a lot of Mohammedans is. Full of political bullshit, diabolical political bullshit. Oh, the Jews were never in the land. Oh, yeah, that's why we're digging up things and pieces up, every single day pretty much, and finding things again, further supporting the Bible. You want to reject the whole Bible and all that. It's just insanity. Okay, another one. Quoting unnamed Egyptian sources, the statement emphasizes the danger of calls for mass population movement that will empty the Gaza Strip and liquidate the Palestinian issue itself. Let's try that again, right? And solve the Palestinian issue itself. Wow, we don't want that. That would be too hard. Like liquidate, right? Liquidate the Palestinian issue. You don't really want to, you could just have used the word solve, right? And solve the Palestinian issue itself. Moreover, Egyptian sovereignty is not fair game. I don't know in regards to this last part of the Egyptian sovereignty is not fair. I don't know what they mean about that. Now, yeah, let me rephrase that. Liquidate equal, it would solve the issue and conflict. That's the second time we have in regards to that. We have a third time as well in regards to the same article. Let's see here. This is my letter to Egypt and all that posted here. Okay, they know the solution. Of course, they know the solution. I don't know if they read my letters or not, but whether they read the letters or not, at least we can see from the article they know the solution. We also had a source that talked about that Israel was actually at the some of the, I think it was on Monday or something, I can't remember, but that they actually told people that they could go to Egypt in regards of, I can't remember what the borderline is called. I had a map of it last time in regards, that was like 2 for Israel and 1 for Egypt, but Egypt could just, make more more places where people could pass through very quickly. You don't need to just have one place to do it. You can just have these people flee quickly, get some resources, and get going, and have these people set up some camps at the south of Gaza and all that. You fix some things and some tents and all that, and humanitarian aid can go through in safety without getting fired at, and rockets and all that, and airstrikes and all that, and let the world help in regards to that, and then figure out in regards to does these people have families? Saudi Arabia, Egypt, in regards of what's it called, Jordan and so forward, and figure out where do you want to go? Where do you want to go and start a real life instead of being in that dynamite what is it called, barrel. Anyway. And we have another from the article, right? President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi appeared to allude to the danger of a mass exodus from Gaza Strip and into Egypt when he spoke to media in Cairo on Tuesday. Yeah, because that would be so bad to save these people and all that. You don't think the world would help out in regards to humanitarian aid if you got these people in? And you wanted to show that in regards of solution, right? In regards of talking to Jordan and Saudi Arabia and all that, do you really want a solution or you want more conflict? Because you have the ability to solve this, but it doesn't seem like you want it, right? Here we have another letter to Egypt and all that. That's one of the emails as well. Apparently they did the exact opposite of what I was proposing to solve it. Yeah, we have Sam, and he didn't really like me so much. He kicked me off. It's interesting, right? Oh, no, he would never do that, and blah, 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 and all that. Yeah, and you would be crushed, and blah, 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 and all that. And he didn't even put me on, It just, that's his image when he saw me on the chat room. It's like, oh, my. And then he, came with the usual, things of, you're fat and you're small or you are fluoride, whatever. Yeah, he used the whole, it was very fun. It's very sad, but, what can you do? Only laugh about it, right? So that's yeah. So I didn't really, I didn't really know what to expect, in regards to that. But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. Sam has gone into absolutely diabolical worship of the devil and cookie Jesus and the rest of the nonsense and Mary and all that. Anyway, that was some of the things from that article. Again, I can't really go into routers or what is it called? Radio router. I can't even spell it because of the advertising nonsense and all that. And by the way, PayPal worked as well in regards to this digital nonsense, so that's nice. Anyway, so whose land is it? Palestine or Israel? We have some different. I was looking at where they were talking about, pressure on Gaza, border alarms Egypt as strikes close. That's the thing. I know the Israeli, they shot close to our border crossing, so we're just going to. That's the excuse that they use. Give me a break with the bullshit, Egypt. Anyway, let's see what we have.
Israel and Hamas militants enters its fifth day. More than 1,000 people killed in Israel, while over 900 more are dead in.
I was looking at one that talked about that Russia gave the fault for the West in regards of two-state solution. We want to promote this two-state solution. No, we don't want to promote. Give me a break with the bullshit, Russia. That's absolutely something that is absolutely bullshit. Two-state solution, will only make more issues for the Jews. That's not a solution. It's just going in the wrong direction.
As the violence continues, a humanitarian crisis also unfolding quickly. Now, to punish Hamas militants for their attack, Israel continues to pound the densely packed Gaza Strip, displacing over 100,000 people and injuring thousands more. It also cut off food and power to many residents trapped in the enclave. Even the lone border crossing for Gazans fleeing the war to Egypt was struck by Israeli planes. Egypt is now urging Israel to provide safe passage for civilians rather than encouraging them to flee to Sinai.
Did you hear that? So, no. Let the Jews have the issue, right? Let the Jews open up their borders to solve this issue, while Egypt is going to close the borders, right? Because we had this explosion and all that, so we'll just close the borders and we'll tell Israel that they need to solve the issue in regards of, give me a break with the bullshit, what, is that really, Egypt is clearly showing that they, if Egypt continues to not do anything like that, they clearly show which side they are on. They want more people murdered. They just want to be making conflict. They don't care about the human lives, in regards to all these Mohammedans in the Gaza Strip. They don't care about them. They don't care about them. If they don't open up their borders, they have shown that they don't care about them at all. So maybe that was why one of these Gaza leaders was speaking against Egypt and Saudi Arabia many years ago and talking about, hey, we are from you people, we are Saudi Arabians and we are Egyptians, right? It's like, okay, here we have the solution, okay. So I can't remember the percentage of if it was like 50-50 or something like that. But you have Saudi Arabians in Gaza and you have Egyptians in Gaza. Well, why don't these two nations then take these people upon themselves? But no, 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 no. That would be too easy to do. That would be too easy to just move these people out, and we kind of want the conflict with Israel, so Israel have conflicts and issues and all that, because we actually want these Israelites or these Jews, we want them murdered, we want a bloodbath, we want them in the ocean and gone from the chosen land, because that land is our land, right? We can't just, we can't just have this little area to be Jewish, right? Because we Mohammedans want this little piece of land. Because you don't have enough land, right? You don't have a huge amount of nations out there that are Mohammedans, No, 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 no. No. We can't have one single state that is Jewish, right? We can't have one single nation in the world that is Jewish. One nation of Jews is just one too much, right?
Today's continue, the U.S. pledges its unwavering support for Israel. In a televised address, U.S. President Joe Biden called the attack by Hamas pure, unadulterated.
Actually, should we just take that again? Just in regards to the slick oil bullshit. In regards of the, and there was a map of this. What do you call it? Egyptian passing from Gaza. I had a wonderful picture yesterday of the three places of exit from Gaza. Here we go in regards of Reuters. Egypt moves to prevent exodus of Palestinians from, and then I can read, because I can't, because you have ads, turned on. I don't want to see any ads, okay? So I can't move in and read the article because there's coming like this, support trusted global news. Yeah, I don't know if I trust you. I haven't further, but yeah, they don't want you to, they don't want you to block the advertising, so thereby you can't really see. And this is by Ahmed Mohammed Hassa something, October the 11th. But again, you could actually push that. Okay, that was a little small button where you could actually say continue without supporting us. Oh, thank you. Okay, we can actually do that. Okay. Yeah, but make that little, a little. So that was a little thing where you could actually do that. Okay, great. That's at least nice. So we can see the article. Let's see here. What do we have here? Maybe we should read it on the. Well, I just let's see here. Let's go to Gap. Okay, I'll share it when you can do that. You can push the small thing. Small. Look for the. Small nuts go further without support, and then you can read it. And you can read it even with a pop-up blogger, ad blogger, yeah, ad blogger. There we go. And let's see here. So we'll just go in and let's read the article. See if there's anything interesting. But really, it doesn't need to be more complicated than it is, and it's really just to sum it up. If you look into the subject, there's only one solution for this, and again, the Egyptians know. So they clearly know, and thereby, but we don't want to solve the issue. Yeah, give me a break. We know the solution. It's just a question of moving on it. Do we want to solve it? Do Egypt want to solve it? Do Saudi Arabia want to solve it? Do Jordan want to solve it? We have the solution. You know the solution. You should know the solution by now. And the question is, do you want to help Israel? Do you want to help the Jews? or do you want to make it? And the same thing with Russia. How can Russia come out and say in regards of a two-state solution? Are you full of bullshit? That's absolutely bullcrap. You gotta be kidding me. Are you going to promote this? Oh, give me a break. It will only make every single nation that promotes a two-state solution just wants more conflict. That's sadly how it is, because at least they're just totally blasted off in the brain. Okay, and why didn't that actually go from anything? I can't really see anything. Let's try the request. This. Why am I not seeing anything? Okay. Well. Okay. That's weird. I know. Maybe it's some kind of security bullshit. That's typical, right? It should be like World, Middle East, and it says the address and all that. I don't know. Oh, there we go. No, yeah, okay, there we go. No, then it's gone again. Yeah, okay. Maybe they just don't want to have from mobile. Maybe you can only do it from non-mobiles. I don't know. That's disgusting. So I can't really do that. Okay, we can read it from the computer, I guess. That's another way to do it, right? So that's me. That was not what we wanted, right? We wanted to have a little. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is the way we can do it. Oh, actually, by the way, isn't there something in regards of? I think we can put that over to this or something. I'm not entirely sure. Autofocus macro. Okay, so we don't have it running all the time. Okay, Egypt moves to prevent exodus of Philistines from besieged Gaza. By Ahmed Mohammed Hassan and Nigdal al-Mughrabi. October the 11th, 2023, 10:50 a.m. CMT +2, updated 6 hours ago. Okay, so apparently it's updated. Here we have one of those who might actually don't want to be in Gaza, He might actually want to, who knows? Anyway. Here we have one of 4 pictures. Palestinians on a wheelchair passes by ruins of buildings destroyed in Israeli strikes in Rafah. Oh, here we go. That's the Rafah, right? I think it was the Rafah passing in the southern Gaza Strip, October the 9th, 2023. Reuters, Ibrahim Abu Mustafa, required license rights, whatever. Copyright is of the devil, so I don't really care much about that. Anyway, what is on the internet is on the internet, right? We share and we care. Anyway, so Rafah, I think it was the Rafah passing in regards of, here we go. Let's see. Trucks carrying aid are seen near the Rafah border in Gaza. So the Rafah border is south. That's the border to Egypt. And it's like, why only have one border, right? And Israel have like two border passings, and Egypt have one. But you could easily, just or should be able to just move some of these things, since you could have more people pass through, more quickly, right? So anyway, trucks carrying aid are seen near the Rafah border in Gaza after entering from Egypt. October the 10th, 2023, Sinai for Human Rights, handout via Reuters, acquired license right. And that's like, so they're coming with humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip, right? Why don't you just pull out the people to solve the solution and then hand them the aid inside Egypt where they are safe, No, we don't want to do that. We just continue the conflict and get them aid inside this little dynamite box and all that. Okay, number 3. Palestinians walk among the rubble of a building destroyed in Israeli strikes in the southern Gaza Strip, October the 9th, 2023. Reuters, Ibrahim Abu Mustafa, and all that, Yeah, okay. So here we have more. Maybe you can't see that. The screen is not so good. So, okay, we have this one. Yep. Okay, next one. Oh, maybe I can't really see it myself. We need to have a little up here. Okay, here we have another one. A view shows houses and buildings destroyed by Israeli strikes in Gaza City, October the 10th, 2023. Reuters, Mohammed Salem, and so forth. So here we have, and more destruction, and more destruction, and more destruction. Okay, summary. Here we have the summary. Great. We love summaries. Number one, Rafah crossing closed following Israeli bombardments. Right? Oh yeah, let's just blame the Israelis for closing down the border passing. Right? Let's it's the Jews again. It's the Jews. There was some bombing. We'll just close down. Just because it's the Jews, and the Jews have to open up their own borders, border things. And let those give me a break, with the bullshit, okay? Are we not done with the bullshit? Apparently not. We're not done with the bullshit. Lots of bullshit. Um, but anyway, so Rafah crossing closed following Israeli bombardments, right? Yeah. So let's see though. So the Israelis was telling some of those people in Gaza that they could move to Rafah, the Rafah crossing, to get into Egypt, right? And so now the Egyptians are going to blame the Israelis for closing down the border because of shelling from Israel or bombardments. It oh, give me a break with the bullshit, okay? And they already have, again, the agenda of the Egyptians have already been shown, right? We don't want an exodus from Gaza, right? No, but we'll blame the Israelis for closing down the border. Give me a break with the bullshit, okay? I'm sick and tired of bullshitters, and this seems very much like more bullshit, right? And that's something to expect from Mohammedans, full of bullshit, right? Sadly. Anyway, crossing is main gateway to outside world of for gate. No, see, crossing is main gateway to outside world for from Gazans or those people in Gaza, right? Yeah, close. Open up the crossing. Egypt open up the crossing and maybe even make more crossings. You have a huge amount of just let these people pass. The longer you wait, the more people will die. You can save a lot of people here. Egypt concerned Israeli assault will drive displacement. Oh, wait. So Egypt concerned that Israeli assault will drive displacement. So Egypt is afraid. Let's see. So Egypt is afraid that this bombardment and airstrikes will actually displace people that want to move to what? Egypt. They want to move into Egypt, right? But so it's like, does it make sense that okay, let's blame the Israelis and close the border, while actually we are concerned that actually we don't actually want these people into Egypt, and because we want a conflict, they want a conflict between Israel, and so they want to have a continual conflict. They already have shown that they know the solution. Okay, Israel revised recommendation for people to head south. Oh, so actually Israel were recommending people to head south so they could go through the crossing or the Rafah crossing to safety, right? And what does Egypt do? Oh, let's close the border and let's fold it. Let's blame the Israelites for closing the border, and actually, oh yeah, we are concerned that there might be in regards of displacement, in regards of people, right? That's give me a break with the bullshit, Egypt. We can see what you're doing. So you took the evil hand instead of the good hand in regards to this. You could have opened up your gate, your borders, and set up some camps and all that. You could have done a lot of good and saved a lot of people, and that's not the direction you want to take. Okay. So Cairo, Gaza, October the 10th, Reuters. Egypt is moving to avert. Oh, Egypt is moving to avert a mass exodus from the Gaza Strip into its Sinai Peninsula. Now, this is not the real Sinai and all that. But anyway, as Israeli bombardments halted crossing at the main exit point. Oh, here we go. Right, let's give the Israelis the fault for it. Oh, they bombed the place in regards to the main exit point from the Palestinian enclave on Tuesday. Gaza officials and Egyptian security sources says, "Oh yeah, let's just blame the Jews again, right, for closing the borders, right? Hey, no, let's not just open up more border crossings, right? You have this whole place of where you could just open up, right? You can just make more crossings, right? Is that too impossible for you in regards of Egypt to just open up other places for people to pass through as well? You see, it's just bullshit excuses and bullshit excuses, and they want to blame the Jews again, right? Oh yeah, the Israeli bombarded, and that was why they halted the crossings at the main exit point, which was called, what was that mean? That was called Rafah, right? So we halted the thing in regards of the Rafah, and of course we're also concerned in regards of an exodus from this place, So, but well, yeah, let's just close it totally up and let these people sit as in this place and let them be bombed and all that, because we're going to close down. We're going to blame the Israelites for closing down the. Let's see. So we have Israel telling the people go south to this border, right? To the Rafah crossing, and then the Egyptians want to blame the Israelis for bombing the place, and then we just close it down. Even if by mistake that this had been bombed or whatever, or someone wanted to make a good excuse for closing it or whatever, it should have continued to stay open. That's the only place where these people can flee. And of course, I remember seeing documentaries where, it was very hard to get out of the place in regards of Gaza, and that this is not the time for just get these people out, Egypt can very easily help this situation. Jordan and Saudi Arabia, if they really want to help on the situation, this is the solution. Open up the borders into Egypt, make some more crossings if that's needed. Then bomb some of your places so you can make some crossings for these people. I don't think the people care much about in regards of if it's nice or anything like that. They just want to get out, okay? So if you have some walls or something like that, just take some of them down, and let people pass, if it's just give me a break with the bullshit, okay? So let's see. Israel assaults on Gaza has caused alarm in Egypt, which has urged Israel to provide safe passage for which has urged Israel to provide safe passage for civilians from the enclave rather than encouraging them to flee southwest towards Sinai. Two Egyptian security sources said. Let's try that again because that was really I didn't really. Let's see. Israel's assault on Gaza has caused alarm in Egypt. Okay, yeah, so far so good, right? Which has urged Israel. So the Egyptians has urged Israel to provide safe passage for civilians from the enclave. That must be Gaza, right? Rather than encouraging them to flee southwest towards Sinai, two Egyptian security sources says, right? So here again, here we see it again, the agenda in regards of the Egyptians. The Egyptians want to push it on the Jews again. No, you take care of these people. No. It's like, God, give me a break. You Egyptians could take these people. It will just make much more conflict for the Jews to do this. You have a lot of people that want to hurt the Jews, that want to kill the Jews and all that, and you want them to open up the borders, to let these people inside that have just attacked them and just made a huge bloodbath and all that, and you want them to take these people in, which, you don't think that there will be people inside, those people that want to do evil things to the Jews if they have the chance. Give me a break with the bullshit, okay? So Egypt is giving you take care of them, Israel, While Israel had just have a huge bloodbath. Give me a break, give me a break. Again, it's pushing the fault over to Israel again instead of Egypt actually, here we go with the president. Let's see what the president says, right? Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said on Tuesday that the escalation in Gaza was highly dangerous and that Egypt was pursuing a negotiation solution to the violence with regional and international partners, right? And we saw something in regards of Egypt also talking to Jordan, and I think Saudi Arabia, but I'm not entirely. But anyway, if they want a solution, they know the solution. The question is they going to do the solution? And because we already have the solution and they know the solution clearly, And the question is, are Egypt going to do it? And it does not seem to, and they seem to be doing the opposite thing, Which, of course, it's interesting. Where did the people in Gaza actually get their things from? But anyway, I wouldn't think that these things that the people in Gaza that are using things against Israel would have been coming from Israel. But anyway, of course, that's in regards to the waterway, and there's a way through Egypt as well, right? So anyway, that's two possibilities. Anyway, let's see here. Crossing the blah 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 blah. Okay, let's see here. So moving forward down here. Oh, yeah, that was in regards of this enclave, right? They call it an enclave. I guess the Gaza Strip is called an enclave. I have to, these words, these different kinds of words being used and all that. An enclave is a territory that is entirely surrounded by the territory of one other state or entity. Well, okay, but we have two. Enclave may also exist with territorial waters. Well, we have two states pretty much. So I guess, but anyway, they still use the word enclave apparently. Okay. We know what they mean, I guess. Yeah. Okay. That's just regional partners. Okay. So Egypt would not allow the issue to settle at the expense of others. Do they mean they don't want, because it would be expense to them if they took if they took the people from Gaza into Egypt, right? I think that's what they pretty much, it's like slick oil bullshit. Anyway, Sisi said in comments reported by state news agency MENA. An apparent reference to the risk that Palestinians could be pushed into Sinai. There we go. Egypt knows the solution. Egypt don't want to have this solution because that will solve the issue in Gaza, and Egypt don't want want it to be solved. They want the conflict to continue. Yeah. One thing is what they say, another thing is their works. Closing down the borders, don't want to let these people into Egypt and all that, blaming the Israelites and the Jews for it, that they should, do what Egyptian actually should do. Because again, it doesn't really make much sense if Israel are doing it, because that will just further make conflict in regards of getting people who want to kill them inside their own nation. That would at least need to have a lot of military support in regard, if they actually open up some of the places and move people into Jordan, for example. First, you would have to have a good, but you would have to have some military. Um, capability to really fix that, because that could quickly go wrong. But yeah, I guess if those people, I guess if those people inside Gaza would leave to Jordan, would accept to leave to Jordan, not just the West Bank, but to Jordan themselves. But of course, Jordan would then need to, it doesn't really make any sense if Israel, open up their border crossing and let the people into the West Bank, right? That wouldn't solve any issue. It would just make new issues. And of course, I don't know if Jordan would take these people either. If Israel could, if Jordan was willing to take the people, maybe that could be a possibility that Israel could make like a huge crossing over the land into Jordan. But anyway, but yeah. But it's still just making issues for Israel instead of just helping them. So that's not the right solution. The best solution is still Egypt to open up their borders, and they know it will solve the issue, but they don't want to solve the issue. Isn't this disgusting? Right? We have someone who can solve the issue, but they don't really want to solve it. That's the best solution. that Egypt opened up their borders, that Saudi Arabia held out, that Jordanian or Jordan also helped out. That's the solution for these people in Gaza, to give them a better life, to make more. It will take some air out of the balloon. It won't take all of the air out of the balloon, because there will still be conflict. You still have a lot of Mohammedans that wants to make a bloodbath of the Jews and drive them into the ocean. Okay, it's something they want to do. They want to make another Holocaust. If you go to Israel, all the dissolution of these bullshitting things and propaganda that is around and all that and promoted, and the so-called truth movement that always stands on the Palestinian side and all that, it just evaporate when you are in Israel. You understand? You get much more understanding of the issue when you are in Israel. They want to get rid of the Jews, and the Jews don't have any other place to be. And why? Why would they move? It's their land, God gave it to them, While the blasphemous dome is standing, the temple stood in the old days, So of course, this is also some of the things that the conflict seems to be. They believe that the Jews have desecrated the dome thing and all. You gotta be kidding me. The dome shouldn't even be there. It's a disgusting, blasphemous building overall, which reject the Son of God. Of course, the most important thing is in regards of knowing who Jesus is, because Jesus said that here is more than the temple, right? Yeah, and there was. The guy that should be sitting in the temple was standing in front of them. Anyway, the Rafah border. Okay, see here. Okay, we had that one. Oh, yeah. And again, listen to the words, right? Egypt would not allow the issue to be settled at the expense of others, right? And who are they talking about? Oh, we won't, it shouldn't be, we shouldn't do it, it's expense of us, right? Sisi said in comments reported by state news agency MENA, an apparent reference to the risk that the Palestinians could be pushed into the Sinai. Oh, yeah, we don't want to do that. We actually don't want to open our arms to these people and let them flee from a place where they're getting killed, huh? And where there's a lot of destruction and all that. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to allow them to move to a safe place, a place where they don't hate the people, like they hate the Jews, and get to a safe place where humanitarian aid could come to them, without the risk of, no, we don't want that. You gotta be kidding me. So here we have the Rafah border again. The Rafah border crossing remained shut on Wednesday morning after Egyptian military planes conducted flights nearby overnight. Oh, because we don't want, terrible if those people want to get out, right? Security sources said the military has also taken up new positions close to the border, running patrols to monitor the area, said Ahmed Salim of the Sinai Foundation for Human Rights. Now, I would just wonder if all these people, try to make an exodus out of this place into Egypt. You think the Egyptians would maybe shoot them? Sadly, I think that might be the case. Sadly, I think the Egyptian, would butcher these people for trying to flee the area. That's absolute disgusting. But sadly, I think that would be a possibility. Sadly, Rafah is the sole possible crossing point into Sinai for Gaza's 2.3 million residents. The rest of the densely populated strip is surrounded by the sea and by Israel, which has announced a total siege of Gaza and could launch a ground offensive. I don't know in regards of the sea if they do have some boats, right? I'm not sure if they could actually flee through the boats, but in regards to those people in Gaza, but I guess they might have problems in regards to, again, the Egyptian. I guess they just can't just ask the Egyptians to get what do you call it, asylum or something like that. I think it's called. If the Egyptians would allow that, right, then a lot of people, I think, would move and would go to Egypt to get some yeah, to get away from all of this. And in regards of Rafah is the sole possible crossing point into the Sinai. Are you telling me that Egypt couldn't make more crossing points pretty quickly? Is that too hard to? I don't know in regards to the crossing. Maybe there's some wire and all that. You're telling me that the military couldn't remove that pretty quickly and make a gateway or more gateways into the Sinai pretty quickly, so all these people could quickly come out. But in any case, as long as they keep it closed, people can't get out. Those people who want to get out, and clearly it seems like people want to get out. If they are, again, that was pretty much just what do you call it, speculations, and I didn't have anything in regards of, but clearly now they're afraid of an exodus, right? So people, if they're afraid of an exodus, that's clearly people inside that wants to get out. So that verifies what I actually was already, yeah. So let's open the borders, right? Egypt, open the borders, and let the, actually, I guess it's very sad because Egypt could actually have shown their good hand in this, at the very beginning. And instead, they do the exact opposite. They show their evil hand. They turn their back on these people inside Gaza. So the passage of people and goods in and out Gaza is strictly controlled under a blockade enforced by Egypt and Israel. On Tuesday, the Israeli military revised a recommendation by one of its spokesmen that Palestinians fleeing its airstrikes in Gaza head to Egypt. So they revised the recommendation. So the Israelis had a recommendation to the Palestinians, that they could head south in regards of crossing over to Egypt, right? But they had to revise that because who closed Egypt closed the crossing. Okay. Israel has been pounding Gaza with the fiercest strike in 75 years history of its conflict with the Palestinians since Hamas launched a deadly incursion into Israel on Saturday. If you let all the people that wanted to flee, right, and then Israel could take care of the Hamas, take over the area again and solve this issue and let this issue be of the past history. Okay, we don't want any more of this bloody bullshit. And we know the solution. Egyptian knows the solution. Let's get it done. But of course, those who have the possibility of fixing the solution apparently don't want the solution. Apparently. So, mediation role. Egypt, the first Arab country to make peace with Israel. I guess it's like a peace with your enemy kind of thing, right? Because if Egypt really wanted to show that they were friends with Israel, they would let the people of Gaza go into Egypt, Anyway, Egypt, the first Arab country to make peace with Israel, has mediated between Israel and Palestinian factions during previous conflicts in Gaza and has preserved to prevent further escalation in the current fight. Right? Oh yeah, we're not so bad, right? We are trying to help and blah blah. If you really want to help Egypt, you take these people, you open the gates, the crossings, and you take these people to yourself. Okay, this thing in regards of Egypt promoting the two-state solution is no help at all. It's just bullshit. It's just, you want to have a two-state solution again. For those people wanting a two-state solution, go to Jordan. Go to Jordan. That's the two-state solution. It's just incredible. So I don't know in regards to this friendship thing and all that, but anyway, Gaza's Hamas-run interior ministry said bombardments on both Monday and Tuesday had hit on entry gates on the Palestinian side of the Rafah crossing. The crossing was also closed from the Egyptian side, and Palestinians planning to travel to Gaza retreated to North Sinai's main city of El Arish, Egyptian sources says. like, oh, we were hit with some bombardment. Oh, now we can blame the Jews and we can close down the crossing. Disgusting. You gotta be kidding me. You absolutely got, yeah, let's just blame the Jews, in regards to the bombardments and all that. It could have been, what do you call a false flag bombardment, uh, those inside Gaza, the Hamas maybe wanted them to stay in there. So maybe, and then we can just blame the Jews for it. I don't know whether one or the other. The thing is, why would you close down the border entry, the only crossing into Egypt? It just smells like bullshit, right? Hell yeah, it smells like bullshit. That's what it smells like. Oh yeah, that was some rocket. Yeah, okay, but yeah, the whole area of the Gaza Strip is pretty much being attacked and all that. But you don't, because of some explosions at the crossing, but just let's close it down, give the Jews the fault for that, right? And we'll just give me a break with the bullshit. It just gets tiring and tedious and all that. I don't know what the Israelites actually have said about this. If they actually can confirm or deny in regards to this this bombardments, if that was actually them or not. But if they don't confirm that, it wouldn't be a surprise if this was a false flag in regards to just being able to blame the Jews and then, we need to close it down. But hey, you could actually, you could close out up some other crossings. You have a whole line of crossing, right? That you could actually do, but they're not interested. The thing is, they are fearful of getting these people into Egypt, because then the conflict with Israel stops. The solution would be absolutely the best thing that could be done for Israel would be to remove these people, and also the best for the people as well inside Gaza. And you can see they want to flee, they want to get out, and you're stopping them from getting out. It's disgusting. Egypt, it's like you have blood on your hands. It's just you are the very fault that people can't. Just stop blaming the Jews in regards to this. You have the possibility of doing something with this. There's a solution, and you are, you're what do you call it? You're just turning your back on them. How was it called in regards to Mohammedanism and the Summa or whatever, the Ummah? Oh yeah, the Ummah. Yeah, you're turning your back, right, on the Ummah or whatever, bullshit. In regards of your Mohammedans, right? But yeah, they can die as martyrs, right? And then they can get a free ticket to the heavens and all that bullshit, which of course is absolutely bullshit, because it's a pagan, satanic bullshit religion overall. And I would advise you to read the Gospel of John to know who Jesus really is, and turn away from this absolutely diabolical, evil, wicked religion of fear and utter bullshit. Anyway, so on Monday, about 800 people left Gaza through the Rafah crossing. Only 800 people. That's not much. But I guess, if you don't have so much open thing and all that, think about it. Like you have two point something million, 2.3 million. 800 people is not much when you have 2.3 million people inside Gaza, right? It's just a drop in the bucket pretty much. But now you're just totally stopping everybody from trying, right? So on Monday, about 800 people left Gaza through the Rafah crossing, and about 500 people entered. So apparently 500, that's interesting. So you have 500 people entering and 800 people leaving. I don't know in regards to those 500 people. Was that humanitarian aid or something like that? Anyway, though the crossing was closed for the movement of goods, according to the United Nations Humanitarian Office. So, but again, let those people who want to get out, get out. If you just open up your gates, right, to Egypt, at least those people who don't want to be there can get out. The children and And those people who don't have a what do you call it? Those who just, okay, let's move, right? Let's get out. I don't want to. I don't want to be part of it and all that. Let's get out, right? Those people who just want to flee, let them get out. um, it's not, we're not saying that, you would need to take everybody at the very instant, but at the beginning, just take those people that at least want to get out, that just don't want to play along with this bullshit, that just want to get out, get to safety and all that. Just open the borders and let them through, You're afraid that there might be a lot of people, maybe everybody would go. Well, that would just solve the issue pretty much, and you would still have, in regards to humanitarian aid, would come in from the outside. I'm sure Israel would also be helpful in regards to that. So, and they could close the Gaza area and secure it for themselves and have that area for themselves, and then just leave the Jews alone. Just leave the Jews alone. Then, of course, we have the West Bank, and those people in the West Bank, if they can also pass over to Jordan, would be nice. But if we just start with Gaza, at least that would be a good, that would be a pretty nice, so Israel could get a break in regards to that. Again, you won't remove the Jews from that land. That's not a they don't have any other place to go, and this is their homeland. There's no other land in the world that is this. This is their homeland. So anyway, let's see here. Um, so so North Sinai's governor, which is still not the real Sinai and all that, governor met local authorities on Monday to plan for any crisis resulting from events in Gaza. His office said that an ambulances has been mobilized in Sinai for possible evacuation from Gaza. So far, there has been no sign of mass gathering of Philistinians at the Rafah crossing, with only scheduled departures proceeding until Tuesday. Well, it's kind of also hard when you kind of close the border, right? Um, okay, so they seem maybe to be at least maybe having the option for helping these people. I guess they, uh, but again, every single day they wait, the longer they wait, the more people will be killed, And you have all these children as well in Gaza that could be helped and can get a much better future instead of being inside Gaza. So let's try that again. North Sinai's governor met local authorities on Monday to plan for any crisis resulting from events in Gaza, his office said. And ambulances have been mobilized in Sinai for possible evacuation from Gaza. So far, there's been no sign of mass gathering of Palestinians at the Rafah crossing. So there's no bit. But again, if those people in Palestinian or in Gaza, if they're not, the Egyptians should be telling those people in Gaza that there's a way out, and then they do the opposite of closing. And so you want them to first mass gather to have that happening, or you want to have some pressure instead of showing your good side and actually telling them, hey, you people that wants out of Gaza, welcome. We have open arms for you people down in Egypt. Come down. We have some humanitarian aid and all that. And you can get away from the zone of airstrikes and all that. Come down. You can't get back, but there's one way direction and all that, and you can get some safety, and you can be relocated. As we'll look at your things and all that. We have Saudi Arabia helping us. We have Jordan helping us, and maybe some other nations of Mohammedans that want to help out in regards to getting this issue solved and all that. We'll sort it out, right? And the West will help in regards to the Western nations as well in regards to humanitarian, and Israel might as well also be helpful on those levels to get this issue solved. They take over Gaza and have full control of Gaza, and then we can, at least get some oxygen out of, or some air out of the balloon. Okay. It's not so hard to sort out, right? It's just we just need some willingness to do it. And Egypt is a very, very good place to start with because they have the border. So Egypt has to show their good side in regards to this. And and the longer they wait, the more will be killed. Uh, so so far, there has been no sign of mass gathering of Philistinians at the Rafah crossing. Oh yeah. But if you actually told them, "Hey, we have open arms. You can come down here," do you think a lot of them would actually, you take that possibility of just moving out? Let's see, stay in a place that is getting bombed and attacked, or move to a place where we can get to safety and get some humanitarian aid, some water, some food, and all that. A tent or something like that. And it's pretty hot down in the south, right? So you don't really you just put some tents up and all that, and that should be pretty good. Um, so it's not like up in the Nordic nations where we have rain and wet and all that. It's pretty hot in the down there. I don't know. In regards to the nights, might be a little cold, but overall, it's. But water is a very important thing for people in the hot environment. And food is a lesser of an issue. It's pretty much mostly the water that is the biggie. Oxygen, water, and then food. You can go on without food for months, pretty much. A long time. I guess it depends on how much fat you have as well and all that, and how much you actually are doing and all that. But it takes a long time before you really have an issue in regards to the food. So anyway, so been no sign of mass gathering of Philistinians at the Rafah crossing, with only scheduled departures providing until Tuesday. Maybe if the Philistinians had. Maybe they should actually gather together and do that. Make a mass gathering to the Rafah crossing. Maybe they know that it probably won't happen or something like that, but it would show to the world that you have a huge amount of people that wants out. So if you had a huge mass gathering of these people in Gaza in the south, it might show it might put some pressure on Egypt to actually just open up the borders and let them in. And it would be the right thing to do. And in regards of only having one crossing, you can easily make more crossings. You have the military, you could blow up some pieces or whatever, and take the wires away and all that, and have the military stand and sort out some crossing points as well, further crossing points. So you have multiple crossing points. If one of them should be attacked, you have the others, so you don't need to blame anyone in regard. You can save a lot of lives. And let's see, one of the crossing points was attacked or whatever and all that. Yeah, some people might die, but people are dying anyway inside. It's better to do something than to not do something. Again, a lot of lives can be saved. Uh, so they talk about with only scheduled departures proceeding until Tuesday. What do we have? Wednesday today, right? Yeah. So in 2008, tens of thousands of Philistinians crossed into Sinai after Hamas blasted hole in a border wall. That's interesting. So actually, it was Hamas that blasted hole in a border wall, and then and I think about it, like how many? Thousands, tens of thousands, actually, tens of thousands of Philistinians actually crossed into Sinai after Hamas blasted hole in the border wall. What does that tell you? That yeah, it's actually not so hard to get people into Egypt if Egypt actually wanted to do something about it, right? Because they could themselves also just blast some holes in the walls and take down the wires and all that, and what do you call it? And then let the people go into Egypt. What is the problem, Egypt? Oh, you want the, you want the what do you call it? The problem with Egypt is they don't want a solution. Know them by their fruit, right? Know them know them in regards to what they do, not what they say, right? Although they do actually say things, but they are kind of a little, they try to be subtle about it, but yet the truth slips out, right? That's typical. So you have to be paying attention in regards of the things when they say things, because they might not want to say things outright. It's the same thing with those in regards of Hamas and all that has been talking this and that. They tend to slip out the truth, but they don't want to be totally direct about it in regards of what they really want. They don't want the Jews in the land. They think it's an occupation, that the Jews, every single Jew that is on the land is an occupation, and they believe that it's okay to kill every single Jew that is on the land and drive them into the sea. Okay? That's the whole thing. And that's not a solution. The Jews will not be moved from that land. And if God wants them there, no one is going to take them out. So anyway, security in the area around Rafah is also a concern to Egypt, because Sinai, which again is the fake Sinai, has been the site of Islamist insurgents that flared a decade ago. Hamas, which has run the Gaza Strip since 2007, shares the Islamist ideology of the Mohammedan Brotherhood, a movement outlawed in Egypt. Yeah, well, Egypt, you do have some military, right, to take care of that if there's some issues in regards to that, right? You have much, much better ability to sort these things out than the Jews in regards, because a lot of these people are Mohammedans. So, anyway, let's see here, the next one. And have a lot of hatred against the Jews, Anyway, Egypt's military has been recent years largely asserted its control over northern Sinai, facing sporadic attacks there. So see, Egypt's military has in recent years largely asserted its control over northern Sinai, facing sporadic attacks there. Okay. Reporting by Ahmed Mohammed Hassan, Yusri Mohammed, and Nikdal al-Mughrabi. Additional reporting by Nadine Avedallah, Ahmed Aliman, Aiden Levis, and Mai Shams Eldin. Writing by Aidan Levis, editing by Ellison Williams, Garrett Jones, Susan Frenton, and Nick McPhee. That was a lot of people in regards to one article, So let's see here. Turkey, Erdogan calls Israeli response to Hamas in Gaza a massacre. Well, in regards of Turkey, do you want to help out as well in regards of moving these people away from Gaza? I think that would be a great idea. Are you going to, what do you call it? Are you going to be a helpful person that will help Egypt and Saudi Arabia and Jordan and the rest? And are you going to step up and help on this issue and move these people out of Gaza? That's probably not what you want, right? You want a two-state solution, probably, and you want to make more issues for Israel. We want a two-state solution. No, we don't want a two-state solution. The Jews shouldn't have a two-state solution. Stop pushing the two-state solution on Israel. So that's absolute bullshit. It's we already seen what happens in regards of Gaza, and you want to. Oh, here we have continue without supporting us. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to. Supporting you. I'm kind of supporting you in another way, right? Anyway, even with an ad blog. Okay, here. See here. Continue without supporting us. It's like, oh, if you continue, you don't support us. Yeah. Okay. So Turkey's Erdogan calls Israeli response to Hamas in Gaza a massacre. So he's probably, I would think that he's probably going to talk about this, two-state solution, but we'll see. Maybe not. We'll see what he says, right? Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan addresses the 78th session of the United Nations General Assembly in the New York City in September the 19th. Well, that's September the 19th. That's kind of that's last. That's kind of not in regards of. So how does that? Oh, that's just a picture. Okay, so he has a picture. We want to see the picture. Well, I guess you want to see the picture. So here is the guy. So that's the Egyptian guy, and Egypt, as far as I know, have still not stepped up in regards of accepting the murders on the Greek Christians, on the Syrian Christians, and the was the last group. That's the most well-known group, Armenian Christians, right? As far as I know, Egypt has still not owned up to that in regards to the massacres on those people. But anyway, so, but I guess they know what a massacre is when you murder and slaughter and butcher Christians of, Anyway, um, and then just say, oh well, we don't know about that, right? Anyway, Ankara, October the 11th, so that's today. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said on Wednesday that Israel blockade and bombing of Gaza in retaliation for Palestinian militant group Hamas attacks was a disproportionate response amounting to a massacre. I think the response that Israel has done is just because they are fed up. I think Israel has had enough. The Jews have had enough. They're sick and tired of it, and I think that's why the response is as it is. And again, Egypt could be helpful instead of saying, instead of blaming Israel for everything. Why don't you people actually solve the issue? Because you have the ability to, many of these Mohammedan countries have a way of sorting it out, and yet they just want to blame Israel for everything. Of, of course, Israel have its issues for sure and all that. Everybody has, but yeah, we can solve this. Egypt knows how to solve this, and I'm sure others must know how to solve this. We have the solution. We just need to do it. Egypt just needs to move. Egypt needs to move the borders and make some more border crossings so a lot of people can move very quickly. If the border crossing is full, when they open it up, then it means they should make some more border crossings, blow some walls, fix the wire thing and all that, and make some more border crossings, and let people move quickly and be able to take them on, put them in tents and humanitarian aid and all that. Fix it up. And those people coming over, of course, they can help in regards to fixing the tents and all that, and begin to further help out. And so when you get some of these people in, you can train some of them, and they can help out further to help in regards to the rest and all that. So if more are coming, then again, so you have hands to do work to help out for others, right? So, with Ankara offering to mediate, Erdogan and his foreign minister held calls with regional powers. I don't know in regards of what does it. Why can I push this? Is that in regards of how discusses Israeli Palestine with regional? Okay, so there's an article pretty much in regards of them talking with different. See here. Talked to Palestinian, Lebanon, Qatar, and Egypt. Erdogan office said. Okay. Anyway. Okay, let's go back here. Right. Let's see here. So calls with regional powers, the United States and others. However, Israel envoy to Ankara has said it is too early to discuss mediation. Okay. Speaking to his ruling AK party in parliament, Erdogan said even war had a morality, but the flare-ups since the weekend had very severely violated that. Preventing people meeting their most fundamental needs and bombing houses where civilians live, in short, conducting a conflict using every sort of shameful method is not a war, it is a massacre, he said, referring to Israel cutting off electricity and water to Gaza and destroying infrastructure. Again, I think the Jews are fed up with it. I think the Jews are fed up with being attacked from Gaza, having all these rockets thrown at them, and they're just fed up. They're fed up with this. And again, The Mohammedan nations can solve this issue. They have the ability to solve it with Egypt. Let these people go to Egypt, fix the humanitarian thing and all that. You know, it will be the world as a whole can help in regards to this. Egypt don't stand alone. If they open their borders, you have the humanitarian aid that can come in to Egypt, to these people, and then Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and Jordanians or Jordan can sort things out in regards of where to move these people. Where does these people have family? Where do they want to go? Where is and sort it out, and let Israel have control over Gaza. Anyway, Turkey, which has backed Philistinians in the past and hosted members of Hamas, has been working to mend ties with Israel after years of an animosity. Unlike the European Union and US, Ankara does not consider Hamas a terrorist organization. They probably want the two-state solution as well, right? Two-state solution is no solution. There's no solution in the so-called two-state solution, and that's probably what they want to promote. And and this is a great example, another example that this two-state solution would not work in regards of what has just happened in regards of the conflict and butchering and all that. And Mohammedanism want to strike fear into the Jews. They want to strike fear into the people so they never feel safe. That's the whole thing. You can also see the music where you have a civilian bus in the background, and you have like where they're fixing a explosive belt on a person, and they're standing and singing in regards of it's disgusting. They don't want the Jews to feel safe at any moment. It's a religion of fear. It's an evil, wicked religion of murder. And the Jews have had enough. The Jews have had enough in regards to this last time. They had enough. Okay, so they had. It's not that many years ago. I can't remember when it was, but it's not that many years ago where they had like rockets fired into Israel again, and then more rockets and all that. It's just an ongoing thing, and there's can it's like I can understand that they're sick and tired of it. It just keeps on going and going and going. So yeah. Anyway, and again, the solution, we have a solution. The question is, do the countries want to act on the solution? A peaceful solution, a solution that is best for both parties, for everybody. And yet, it's not something that is being done. We have the solution, and it's not a two-state solution. The two-state solution is not a solution. The solution is to get those people out of Gaza. That's the solution. Anyway, while not openly blaming Israel, Turkey has said the fighting is due to years of injustice against Palestinians, and that the only path to peace is the formation of a sovereign Palestinian state. There we go, in a two-state solution. There we go. That is not a solution. This that they are promoting, Turkey, Russia, Egypt, and probably a lot more, but that's the three that I've seen actually, saying that they're promoting it. And, it's not a surprise. That is not a solution. The solution is that Egypt take these people now. The solution is that Egypt open up the crossings into Egypt and take these people. But you see, the Mohammedan nations don't want that, because they want the conflict. They want the conflict to go on. What do you think if you get the West Bank as well and make a total state in regards of Gaza and the West Bank? You get more conflict against the Jews. Like, think about it. You won't have just a little bit of Gaza in one place. You also have Mohammedans in the West Bank now in full control of that area. You can put rockets, you can fire rockets from one place and the other place and everywhere and all that. It just will be a lot harder for Israel to give me a break. This is no solution. Get them out. You want a two-state solution? It's called Jordan, okay? go to Jordan. Okay, the two-state solution has already been made. Go to Jordan. Go to Jordan if you want the two-state solution. Uh, so anyway, but yeah, is this a surprise? No, it's not a surprise. While not openly blaming Israel, Turkey has said the fighting is due to years of injustice against Philistinians, and that the only path to peace is the formation of a sovereign Philistinian state in a two-state solution. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just going to make it even worse. Because it's not going to take away the agenda that they want to butcher all the Jews. It just sets up the chessboard further to try to destroy the Jews and make issues for them. This is a non-solution. Anyone promoting this solution is full of garbage. It's not a solution. This solution should not even be talked about. It shouldn't even be thought about. Anyone promoting this solution is full of bullcrap. Okay, it's not a solution. It will only make things worse for the Jews, and we don't want to make things worse. We want to make it better, and we have a solution for that. But they don't want the solution. Egypt knows what the solution is clearly, according to what I can see. So they know the solution, but they don't want to do it. If Egypt really wants to do some good, they will do the solution. They will do what will work, and they will take on these people, and they will talk to Saudi Arabia and Jordan and the rest of the Mohammedan nations that actually want to show that they want to do good in regards of Israel and help them, will take part in helping them get rid of the people in Gaza so Israel can take over this area for themselves and stop the conflict, and the people that was in Gaza have a better life than what they have at the moment, because there's this agenda to make Gaza a thorn in the side of Israel. This is Mohammedan bullshit. Okay, we have the solution, fix the solution. These people are like, have to are full of bullshit. A lot of Mohammedans are full of bullshit. They are deceivers and liars and all that. And you might say, well, that doesn't help on things and all that. Well, maybe not. But the thing is, that's the facts. If they really want to solve the issue, they know how to solve it. But they don't want to solve it. And it's not a two-state solution. It is taking those people from Gaza onto themselves. To have the Mohammedans go into the Mohammedan nations. Wow, what an idea, right? Wow, what an idea, but they know it will solve it, and they don't want this thing to be solved. That's the sad part of it. They know how to solve it, but at least Egypt, and I'm sure probably also a lot of others, know that this would actually solve it. But they don't want to say it. They want to push we want a two-state solution. Give me a break. That's no solution, and it's not something we want. And the Jews shouldn't even, on any level, the Jews should not accept that. And I think the Jews today understand, because they already, left the Gaza Strip and all that, and they have seen so many conflicts in regards to that. So I don't know how people out there want to further promote a two-state solution. Israel have seen what happened with Gaza. You think they want more of that? You really think they want more of that bullshit, and more conflict and all that, more murders and more death and all that? You really think they want that? That's right, in regards of Gaza, right? In regards of Hamas, right? We love death more than you love life. You gotta be kidding me. It's just disgusting, It's a disgusting, filthy movement. Anyway, so on Wednesday, Erdogan criticized Israel disproportionate attacks on Gaza as devoid of any ethical foundation, and called on the world not to blindly take one side. Leaving the underlying issue unresolved would lead to new, more violent conflicts, he warned. I'll tell you something. You know what would lead to more violent conflicts? A so-called two-state solution. Okay, that's not going to go. That shouldn't be done in any way. The Jews shouldn't even if anyone proposes a two-state solution to Israel, it just what's it called? It's preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous to even suggest a thing like that to Israel when Israel have been ongoing and rockets attacks and you know terrorism against its people. You can call it whatever you want in regards to, but this is Israel wants peace. That's always what they have wanted. They just want to be left alone. But you people can't leave them alone. You just don't want to leave them alone. You just continue and continue and continue. And you have to, at some point, a response will come, and of course, there is a response. It's very sad to see, that people were getting killed on both sides, but we have a solution. And if Egypt doesn't want to, man up to that solution and turn their back to these people, it's disgusting, And it just shows where Egypt really is. If Egypt just want to bullshit around with a two-state solution, if Russia is going to bullshit around with a two-state solution, if Turkey is going to bullshit around with a two-state solution, give me a break. That time is over. It's finished. It's done. It's no solution. It will only further promote violence. Get your, get real, Anyway, so let's see here what he says. We call on countries in the Americas, Europe, and other regions to take up a position between the parties that is fair, just, and based on humanitarian balance. Let Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and others talk about, and Turkey can help as well. Let these people move out of Gaza. Let Israel take control of the area, and let these people have a better life. Not only those people in Gaza, but also Israelis, so they don't have this conflict anymore. Don't have these rockets, at least not from Gaza, okay? And then we can look in regards to the West Bank as well. But first, let's just, check, the Gaza thing. And again, if there's, if that could be given some resources to these people that is leaving Gaza, so they can have, so they can start another place, have another place, and this and that, to make it as easy as possible for these people, and get into a new life, a better life, without all this destruction. That would be best for both of the parties. So we call on countries in Americas, Europe, and other regions to take up a position between the parties that is fair, just, and based on humanitarian balance. I think this is the best solution. This is the absolutely best solution. If you're beginning to talk to two-state bullshit solution, that's no solution. It shouldn't even be on the table. It's preposterous to even talk to the Jews or Israel in regards of a two-state solution is absolutely preposterous. If that's the only solution you can come with, then it's full of bullshit, okay? Because that's only a solution that will make more conflict, more violent conflict, and it's not going to go. That's not the way things should go. Everyone should refrain from acts that will wholly punish the Palestinian people, like blocking humanitarian aid. Yeah, we're not talking about blocking humanitarian aid. We're talking about that these people are going to Egypt at the beginning, and that Egypt is going to open up the borders, at least for those who wants to flee, and the humanitarian aid can get to them and get to all the children as well that is coming over to Egypt or coming down to Egypt, and they can get humanitarian aid, a place where rockets are not falling on them and airstrikes and whatnot and all that. It will be a safe place for both the humanitarian aid that is coming in, those people who are coming with it, and it will be a safe place for those people from Gaza to have a place south of the border of Gaza, to have some tents or some whatever, to fix up, so they have water, so they have food, so they have a place to sleep and all that. And then we can, you guys can look into in regards of where does these people have family, Do they have family in Egypt? Do they have family in Saudi Arabia? Do they have some family in Jordan? Or where do they want to go to settle down for a new life? And we're not talking about going into Gaza. We're not talking about going into Israel or the West Bank or anything like that. We need this thing to be solved. We have Jews that have fled from a lot of Mohammedan nations into Israel, and it's not just a one way thing. Israelis or Jews have fled into Israel, but in regards of all the Mohammedan nations around, and this is just let the Jews alone, and they will let you alone, and we can have some peace in the yeah. Ah, so, reporting by Tuvan Gamruku, editing by Darren Butler and Andrew Colton or whatever. Okay. So anyway, you guys have the solution. The question is, do you want the solution or not? The solution is not a two-state solution. That will never. That's no go. Again, if you push this bullshit in regards of a two-state solution, you know, it's preposterous. This has been all the way, and the Israelis have had more than enough conflict. This is not the way to go. So Gaza and the West Bank has to be handed over fully to control of Israel, and those people inside of these places has to get out. It's the only solution to get some peace. And of course, it will not take all the air out of the balloon, but it will take some of it. Uh, so, because you still have all the Mohammedans that want to butcher and slaughter the Israelis, You should just stop with the bullshit, you Mohammedans. You should bless Israel. You should leave them alone. And you might actually get some blessings out of that. Israel helping you guys with lots of technology stuff and all that. And the Jews are pretty clever in regards of brainies, in regards of things like that. You know, and you might actually find yourself to be having a helpful partner that actually can help you promote things in a good way instead of all this war and killing each other and all that. I guess it probably won't further happen and this and that because people want conflicts, and lots of people don't want the Jews in the Jewish land, the Zionists in Zion, right? And Zion is another word for Jerusalem. And they even, the Mohammedans even call these people the children of Zion. He's just saying, well, that's the children of Jerusalem. You're saying pretty much. It's like, yeah, no, it's like, yeah, yeah. But that's what they are. The Jews are the children of Jerusalem. Jerusalem is the capital city of the Jews. Like, it's the capital city of God. It's the holy city. It's the holy city, and all that diabolical idols and images and all that. I don't care if they are proclaimed Christians or Mohammedans or Jews or whatnot. Just burn it all. Get the soldiers in there and get rid of it. If the people don't want to get rid of it themselves, just get the military to do it. There are some good kings in the Bible, and there are some bad kings, and the good kings removed a lot of this pagan satanic bullshit in Israel and all those idol things and all that, and icons and whatnot and all that is disgusting. It shouldn't be in Jerusalem, all these filthy things. But yeah, that's anyway. I think we pretty much got through some of it. That's a lot more. I guess I'm saying the same thing over and over again in some sense, but it's that's the solution. And if Egypt doesn't wanna play along with that, that's very sad. Egypt has the possibility of showing the good hand. They have the possibility of saying, "Hey, you guys from Gaza, come down here. We'll help you with humanitarian aid, which is can come from all over the world for help for these people. Come down here, have some peace in regards of a safety place and all that, and let's find a place for you to live for the rest of your life, which is not Gaza, and hand it over to the Jews. Let the Jews fix Hamas and sort that out, and and yeah, and there we go. Uh, one can only hope that that's the direction things takes. But apparently the thing is starting now. Well, it's like 50. Oh, the start at 16:45. Oh, okay. I guess it's probably over now. Or maybe it's the end of it. That was a live thing and all that I was. Well, I guess this is a little more important as well in regards of the people, in regards of Gaza and all that. So it's interesting also when these conflicts are ongoing and all that. It goes out to the rest of the nations, because a lot of the nations out there now have imported a lot of Mohammedans, and the Mohammedans, you can see the conflict between, and it just becomes much more. It goes out in the world in regards of this. It's very sad. It is just how it. You have the Mohammedans, that just goes and it goes just and they just what's it called? What was that? They yell the thing in regards of hyba or what, I can't remember what this. You have seen so many videos in regards of the Nazi flag and loving Hitler and doing the Roman salute and all that, and you have so much of. I probably should have collected all these things, but over the years, you can see what origin this filthy thing is from. And calling for the murder of Jews and all that. So, yeah. And now we go again, right? Now it goes, and you can see in regards. Battery. So dismissed. And you can also see in regards of those who gives a thumbs up for the destruction of the Jews and the murder of the Jews and all that. You can see those who gets a thumbs up or a laugh in regards of it. All the names, pretty much, all the names, and there's a huge amount of the names, are Mohammedan names. It's like laughing at this thing where Jews is hurt and all that. It just shows the evil spirit behind these things. It's just evil, 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 and just many thousands are just thinking, we killed some Jews and all that. They're just having they're just enjoying it, right? They are like, what do you call it? They just have a, oh yeah, we got to kill some Jews, right, and murder and butcher some of and they just totally, oh yeah, and whatnot and all that. I don't know in regards of Hamas talking about that they would end the occupation. First of it, it's not an occupation, and second, it's really the only occupation is made by the Mohammedans, because the Jews is at home. That's their homeland. Has been their homeland for just look into history. But then the Mohammedans want to reject the history of the Jews, and that's so interesting because you dig up what do you call it, artifacts or whatever. They dig new things up, every new biblical things nearly every day. At the moment they are fixing the Shiloh pool. I wonder in regards to actually rockets and all that. I don't know. I wonder if they actually stopped or if they're still continuing doing the digging in regards to the Shiloh pool now that. Anyway, but yeah, they're digging up, things that confirms the Bible all the time. And then you have the Mohammedans saying, oh, no, the Jews was never in the land, or blah, 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 blah. Ugh. Political bullshit, okay? It's called lying and deception and full of bullcrap, pretty much. I'm just sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the lies, Sick and tired of all the bullshit, and It actually says it starts in a minute. Maybe I should stop for now and see this. Apparently, it says it actually starts in 1 minute. No, no, actually, no. It's been running for 51. Apparently, my browser has apparently not began to run it when it began to run. Apparently, I guess it's one of these smart features of maybe making the tab. Maybe making the tab what do you call it, sleep and all that. So it has been running for 51 minutes and but I could see it's like, oh, it's counting down to it and then it updates it. So again, apparently it must have been sleeping or something like that in the tabs. Well, thanks for that. I don't know if it will actually be rerun by a video afterwards, but usually can ask questions in regards of things. That's not a biggie deal, I guess. But I tried two of these electricity ship thing and all that. It's kind of interesting. Um, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the solution. Israel, if anyone wants to help, and Egypt and all that, if they really want to help, they will commit to the solution, and they know it's a solution. Again, it's seen places where they talk about it, like but you can see they know it's a solution, but they don't want to have the solution. What would be so terrible to solve this issue, right? No, we want a two-state solution. No. That's not going to happen, and that's not a solution for sure. It's not a solution. It's not a solution. It's just going to make more issues. And we kind of don't want more issues, right? Um, so anyway, is there anything else? I was sad in regards to the live stream there. Um, mhm. Oh well. Do we have any more articles? Now we'll have the ride routers. We have the Egypt moves to prevent exodus of Palestinians. That was the thing. Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt disrupted by, well, that's in regards, I guess, that's 2 days ago. Alarm as Israel again hits Rafah border crossing. Well, they say that's 20 hours ago. So they say Israel hit the Rafah border crossing. Still not entirely sure how that actually, why would Israel be interested in hitting the Rafah border? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know in regards to that. I don't know what the Israeli says in regards to that. I'm not sure if you can actually find any place where they talk about it, but I can't see why they would do that when they're also talking about and telling people, hey, go south and cross into Egypt, right? It doesn't really make much sense that they would, there doesn't really seem to be what do you call it, a motive to do that. What is it called? I can't remember. Is it called a motive? What would be the purpose of them to do that? In regards of, they want the people out of Gaza, right? You know, so I don't see the point in regards of. Let's see, Gaza, Egypt crossing hit by Israel for the third time in 24 hours. So here again, it says they hit it apparently. So if this is true, though, I just don't understand why would Israel do that? But again, it just feels like an excuse to close the border crossing. Again, the Egypt could make other crossings to Egypt. Blow some holes in the wall if there's a wall, right? Like we saw the Philistinians apparently do at some point. Uh, just blow some walls and have those people go through. I see a smoke billows over Gaza Rafah border crossing with Egypt. It's only one that bypasses Israel following an Israeli airstrike. Again, the question is, are they hitting something close by, or uh, you know, um, It's really, I guess the if really they could really hit the wall and then just break down the wall, and then people could flee through the walls. I guess if if that, but of course that would probably be an attack on Egypt then, and that's I guess they probably wouldn't like that, right? Because that could set Egypt into action of doing something, right? So see, the first strike against the Rafah crossing consisted of 4 missiles, which targeted the Palestinian side of the crossing, or the Palestinian side. Local Egyptian group Sinai for Human Rights reported. Okay, so what was these strikes? There must be a purpose for these. Witnesses have said the second strike hit the no man's land between the Egyptian and Palestinian gates, damaging the hall on the Palestinian side. I just don't understand why the Israeli would do that. It doesn't really. Uh, Contacted by the AFP, the Israeli military said it could neither confirm or deny any strike on the crossing at this point. Um, but what would be the point in regards of Israel, hitting, something? I don't know about that. Um, Sinai for Human Rights said Tuesday strikes had prompted the closure of the crossing. Again, it just seems like more like it seems more like a good excuse for the Egyptians, right? Because you have the Israelis saying to the people in Gaza, hit south, in regards of Egypt and all that, in regards of this crossing, right? And then why there's no point in Israel actually. But there's, of course, in regards of Egypt, that doesn't want an exodus moving out from gas and all that. That's another thing, right? Anyway, so Sinai for Human Rights says Tuesday strikes had prompted the closure of the crossing, but there was no immediate confirmation from either side. So it just, for me, it just sounds like a false flag in regards of, oh yeah, oh Israel, we better have to close the crossing thing, like, so the people can't get out. It's like, it doesn't make any. Why would you? It's just a bad excuse. Just a bad excuse for closing. To close the border. And of course, we know the Egyptians also have airplanes up and all that. So again, a false flag could sort out things. Oh, see, the Israelis are attacking. Oh, we better have to close the border crossing. Uh, yeah. Witnesses said Egyptian employees at the border post had been evacuated while dozens of Palestinian families who had tried to enter Gaza were turned back towards the Egyptian town of El Arish. It was the second day the crossing had been hit since Israel launched a ferocious bombardment of Gaza in response to the shock attack by the territory's Hamas rulers on Saturday that left more than 900 people dead in Israel. As far as I know, it's 1,000, the last number I heard. But anyway, uh, Gaza officially has reported 765 people killed so far. So now we are up to, well, it's going for 2,000, right? And it's going to continue, and people are going to die. And Egypt are closing their border crossings. You gotta be kidding me. Egypt, open up your border crossings. If you have a problem with one border crossing, open another one. Make some holes in the wall. Remove the things and all that, and let these people pass into your nation. Um, you know, get some safety, get some humanitarian aid. You don't need to move the you don't need to move the humanitarian aid into the area which is getting struck by missiles and airstrikes and all that. You can do it on your side, which is also better, right? Because then it doesn't get exploded or anything like that. So you can keep most of it on the Egyptian side while people are coming in, and the humanitarian aid can get from everywhere into Egypt to help these people. And there you go. without getting struck or attacked or anything like that. It's a win-win. It's a win-win situation. You have the possibility of doing it right now. The longer you wait, the more people will be killed. So it's up to Egypt. It's pretty much Egypt has the biggest possibility here to do something good, And with the help of Saudi Arabia and the Jordan and other nations that want to help out on solving this issue, to really solve it, not to bullshit around, but really to solve it. Again, the question is, where does these people of Gaza actually get their stuff? We have some tunnels into Egypt that goes back and forward or something like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. So it says the first strike on Monday had briefly halted passage through the crossing, a security source and witnesses said. But again, I don't see why Israel would be. I can see why the Egyptians or someone in Gaza, in regards of Hamas, would try to make it look like that oh, let's blame the Israelis and then we can get closing the border and all that. So Palestinian officials at Rafah were told by their Egyptian counterparts to evacuate the crossing immediately due to threats of strikes, according to Liad al-Busum, spokesman for Gaza Interior Ministry led by Hamas. So it was the Egyptians, apparently. So the Palestinian official at Rafah, which is the crossing, were told by the Egyptian counterparts to evacuate the crossing immediately due to threats of strikes. Now, could maybe those explosions actually have been from Egyptian airplanes? I wouldn't be surprised, at least. If they want to have an excuse to close down the border, right? The border crossing, oh, let's just send some missiles, right? And boom, boom, boom. And it must be the Jews, right? The Jews are attacking the crosser boarding. Let's close it down immediately, right? So, according to Liad al-Busum, spokesman for Gaza's Interior Ministry led by Hamas. So again, it seems like Egypt is the pointer that those are the ones that wants to close the crossing. They don't want the exodus. Ooh, we can't have an exodus from Gaza into Egypt, right? These are it's clearly Egypt that has an issue here. So it would be interesting to see actually who actually fired those. Who was actually was it actually Egypt? Was it Israel or was it Egypt? Egypt apparently has some airplanes apparently crossing and put things and military and all that. So it wouldn't be so hard, right, to just fix some missiles and say, oh, Israel is attacking the border crossing, right? Let's close it down. And then clearly it's the Egyptian authorities, according to this, that are saying, oh, close it down. We need to close it down. So there has been no comment from Egyptian authorities. So apparently we can't get anything from the Egyptian authorities, according to this, at least on this article. Israel has announced the complete siege of Gaza, cutting all food, water, fuel, and electricity supplies to the territory of 2.3 million people. Yeah. So, might be a good idea, right? Egypt, to open up your borders, let these people in. Anyway, the United Nations said Tuesday that the siege was prohibited under international law and called for the establishment of a humanitarian corridor. Yeah, and where could we have this humanitarian corridor? In Egypt! If the people of Gaza could get into Egypt, the humanitarian corridor could get right into Egypt. It's a win-win. It's the best solution. Anyway, now it's getting close to darkness, and so let's get some support for Israel in regards of some lights, but some lights for burning. actually. But yeah, it's and they were a little wet yesterday and had some problems. Actually, it's interesting because it's like outside candles, right? And yet they had issues in regards of burning outside. So here we. Oh, I've actually fixed the T-shirt the wrong way. I can see, but Jesus is the only way. Yeah, we don't coexist in regards of is the ecumenical bullshit and all that. That's only one way to everlasting life, and that's through Jesus Christ. The rest is just absolutely bullshit. So there we go. So let's get these 7 candles opened and set them outside, I guess, But I don't understand these because these are like outside candles, and yet they had issues. But anyway, I bought some digital ones. I had the digital ones burning last night. I'm trying out some different kind of candles and seeing which one are the best. Of course, in regards of not getting fire issues and all that. Of course, those non candles are the better ones. You can like light them like this. I have bought 2 different ones, and apparently one of them are better than the others. I can't remember which one is the best. Yeah, you can see the difference. No, maybe you can't see the difference. Yeah, you can. This one is the better one. This one is lot less. Has a lot less light and all that. Might be able to burn longer in regards of battery life, but this one is much more clear. Um, this one doesn't turn off. This one turns off automatically. So I had 3 of those that didn't turn on. I had like 2 in the sides, 1 in the middle, and then I had the rest of them. So I had a brighter one at the sides and 1 bright in the middle, and then I had the rest. And I could see. I'm not sure how many hours they run, but apparently they turned off at some point. Anyway, let's put these on and let's have them burning for just some time, so they just get warmed up and all that, and it doesn't seem like there's that much wind out there. It doesn't seem like my windmill is doing much, so they should actually, they should be good, but apparently there's some problems in regards to it here and there. So let's see here. That's how they are looking. Yesterday there was apparently too much wind, so they burned out, but that's how they look. Anyway, probably won't buy any more of those, but I had to, you have to try different things and try it out. I still need some batteries for some of the digital ones because that was a little hot. Because apparently there wasn't batteries with all of them. I was batteries with the small ones and batteries with the small ones pretty much, and the other one here, I think those batteries with that as well. Oh yeah, I had these as well. These are a little bigger, and those batteries with them as well. Actually doesn't look bad either, but it's nice to have them like raised up a little at least. I don't have a menorah or anything like that, but yeah, okay. But 7 lights is 7 lights, right? So it gets the idea out, pretty much. Let's see if we can push this in before it actually gets too hot in right now. So, my, gets too hot very quickly in regards of the. There we go. Okay. So so we have all the candles lit, and we'll just put them outside. We'll just give them a 5 minutes or something like that, just to have them going. And my finger knows that. See here? Yeah, there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that looks pretty good. The camera doesn't really. But yeah, here they are. So I made a little thing outside. Took me a little time. Maybe I should move it a little to the left so I can actually see them more to the. So maybe before I'm actually fixing them up, I should move it a little more to the left, because then I can enjoy them from the inside from the computer. I can only see like 2 of them Although, of course, in regards of people seeing them from the, it's, then it's okay with them standing in the middle. But if I want to enjoy the candles as well, somewhat, I will need to move them to the left. There's a window over there as well, but I don't really have anything. I was thinking, if you could put that table I have here over there, but yeah, at the moment it's standing there, and I don't have that much space and all that, and it's okay. At least it's okay having it there, and you can see through the door here, and you can also open the door and all that, right? But yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, there's a little homemade thing and all that. So we'll fix those up. It's seemingly getting night. And yeah, this is my little apartment. It's not much. It's very cramped. And you need to use the height and all that, which I've tried, but it's been moving around and this and that and all that, instead of just being able to live in the place where I was. Okay, so let's see here. Is there anything else in regards of? Well, we have a lot of other things that one can go through. But yeah, it's hard to know when you don't know when you don't get in all the facts, when you don't get all the information. Of course, it's hard to know. Like, for example, who is explosion? Who is these rockets and the explosions at the Egyptian crossing border? Is it actually the Egyptians that is doing it, like a false flag thing, or is it actually Israel that is doing it? And why would they be doing that? What reason would there be to do it? Is it a mistake or whatever? Because that doesn't really make sense if they want people actually to get out of Gaza, right? Um, why would the Israelis then bomb the places at that point? Would there be some military things around at that point or something like that? And if there's some military things at that point, maybe that's just a thing that the Egyptians can fault to close the the gate border gate. Anyway, so yeah, actually maybe I should have gone down. Maybe I should have ordered some food before actually lighting the candles, because I can't walk away from them when I have turned them on. So that's I don't know if they bring out, actually. Maybe they do. Anyway. So let's see, and it looks pretty good in regards to the candles. I think we can put them out. Yeah, a little water. Let's put them out there. I'll just put them out. There we go. We have 5 more. Let's see if they keep on burning. Hopefully they won't go out. There we go. Let's see here. See the camera. There we go. That looks pretty good. I'll see if that works, in regards of not going out or anything like that. But yeah, seems to be working. Not too much wind out there at the moment, so hopefully they won't blow out. And there's a little wind. Apparently, first time I had them lit, there was no issues. Yesterday there was clearly some issues, and now I can see the wind is just going through. It's we'll see. Time will tell. It's just weird because again, it is outdoor candles, and it's like, if it's an outdoor candle, why does it go so easily out? It doesn't seem to have a big thing. Maybe that's the issue. Usually those outside candles that usually burns pretty good have a bigger I can't remember what they're called, but they don't have a very big thing. Oh well, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and sunset should be coming around, and we'll see. I don't think they will go out, but you never know. It does look a little dangerous here and there in regards of going up. So we can just put these out if anything. It's like interesting, right? They look the same, but they are different. I'm not sure if I actually took two different here, but they pretty much look the same. But there's a difference in regards to one of them has a timer on it, and it's not very strong in regards to the light. The other doesn't have a timer, but it's much stronger. Let's see here if this was actually no. I actually got two of the ones that wasn't good. So probably should just have bought a couple of each of them and all that. And here we go. You can, oh, that's a huge difference. Like, look at that. I guess you can't see it, but huge difference. You see, one of them is just lightning the whole thing, and the other is just boring, pretty much. So clearly, the one. Okay. Well, I guess it uses this power. Probably will last longer in regards of battery and all that. So I guess it depends on how much light you want. But even the higher one doesn't really do much in regards of producing much. So it's not that much. It's still pretty cozy, I guess. Although if you just want, I guess, and there's a timer. I don't know. I know. Okay. I guess the other one might be, it just might be a little heavy and, okay. I guess it's a thing, right? It's a whether you want one or the other. Oh, it looks pretty good. The candles are burning and like 36 hours in them, so I guess they can last for a week or something like that before they are done, and then I guess I can just throw them out or whatever, or maybe actually, I don't know if it's actually if there's light in it, if that actually helps fix the light if I put this inside or something like that, or maybe I could actually. Oh wait, that's a good idea actually. I think you could actually. No, that's not a good idea actually, because yeah, well, that might be a good idea actually for some of the others actually. If you could actually use and push them down so you get them a little higher, then I could maybe also put them over in the. Yeah, that might be a great idea. Yeah, I'll have to sort things out. I have some like this one. I have one of these, right? Although it's not the it's not the most beautiful color, but I wonder actually if I could. So it's just like supporting the Jews in regards of things. If you like push it like that, although it's still a little wobbly, sadly. If you could just like fix it the other way around, like this, and then put this on top of it or something like that. Or maybe it's too. Maybe this one would then be better. I have one that. At least it would be giving it a little, a little height. This one is too big, But yeah. So as you can see, I bought some different of these lights. I don't know if that's probably not white cam on this. I think white cam is probably on the other cam, but that closes down sadly. No, I'm on the wrong mobile, of course. Okay, so that's okay. Oh no, that actually will turn the camera. I don't think that actually will turn the camera around in regards of. I can't remember in regards to the camera. I didn't actually look. I think that might actually have. Yeah. Oh well. It is what it is. So yeah, but yeah, maybe I could use them for like this, and put some water or something like that, or some heavy things into it, so it has less chance of, so it has some weight down there. Not sure what that could be, but something, and just put this down here, and then just put something like that on top. Although I don't have any batteries for this, so Um, but I'll have to try the different ones out and see what I like the best and all that. And then this is one is probably too big. Seems yeah, but it should be pretty solid if it stands. So in regards to the wind and all that, and of course, batteries will make it a little more heavy as well. And yeah, well, some of them there's like three functions on it. Like I think these have like three functions on them, and in regards to timer, so you can like time it, put a timer on it, or non timer, and yeah. So I guess it could be nice actually with auto turn on maybe something. Oh, you can actually get those solar things. Actually that one might actually you could get 7 of those, although they're pretty big. I think that could actually be it could be interesting actually. Buy 7 of those and put them on or something like that in the I don't know. Uh, oh well, I think that's all for me today in regards of this subject. And oh yeah, that's true. I forgot to move the things. I can only see like 2 of them. Like it's just if you just move them a little. If I look here, I can see the 4th one. But if I'm like sitting here, I can see like I can see 1 at this point. So again, I would need to move them a little to the left. Well, whatever. It is what it is at the moment. I guess I can move it next time or something like that. Oh, my nose is blocked up. Oh well, that's all for me. And in regards to the solution for these things, but we'll see what happens. I guess sadly more depravity. Yeah, probably going to go on. Yeah. Well, anyway, may Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, and the spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Have a good one.